How you doing, everybody? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel. Things narcissists fear. That's the title of this video. Number one, exposure of their true self. Narcissists are terrified of being seen for who they truly are behind the mask. Their inflated self-image is often a carefully constructed facade, and the thought of someone uncovering their insecurity, vulnerability, or manipulation tactics sends them into panic mode. Exposure means losing control over how others perceive them. The other thing that narcissists fear is criticism. Even the mildest form of criticism can feel like a direct attack to a narcissist. Since their self-worth depends heavily on external validation, narcissists perceive criticism not as a chance for growth, but as a threat to their ego. They often react defensively with anger or by demeaning the critic. Narcissists fear rejection deeply because it reinforces their internal fear that they are not good enough. When someone leaves them, ignores them, or chooses someone else, it invalidates the illusion they've crafted of being irresistible or superior. Losing control over someone they thought they had power over can terrify a narcissist. So narcissists are afraid of abandonment. They fear abandonment. Abandonment taps into early feelings of neglect or insecurity they might have repressed. Their need for attention and admiration makes the idea of being left alone unbearable. Being ignored is also something that narcissists fear. Silence is deafening for narcissists. Being ignored means they are not the center of attention, and that threatens their sense of identity. They may escalate their behavior, create drama, or lash out just to regain the spotlight. Narcissists fear losing control. Control is essential to a narcissist's psychological stability. They often manipulate, dominate, or gaslight to maintain it. When they can't influence a situation or person, they feel vulnerable. They may become erratic or aggressive. Narcissists strive to maintain an image of success, power, and perfection. Failure contradicts that image and threatens their self-worth. Rather than accepting responsibility, they might blame others, lie, or deny the failure altogether. Narcissists fear being mocked or ridiculed. Narcissists take themselves very seriously and they see themselves as superior. Mockery or ridicule bruises their ego and challenges their delusions of grandeur. Humiliation, especially in public, can be particularly traumatic for narcissists. Authentic, emotionally grounded people unsettle narcissists. So, authenticity in others is something that narcissists fear. Narcissists can't stand authentic people because these individuals can't be easily manipulated, and their genuine confidence contrasts with the narcissist's fragile, performative self-esteem. Narcissists often feel threatened in their presence. Ironically, narcissists often fear empathy because it requires vulnerability, which they associate with weakness. They also don't understand how others can prioritize connection over control. Empathy in others makes their emotional void more apparent. True emotional intimacy involves trust, openness, and vulnerability. These are things narcissists struggle with. So narcissists fear intimacy. While they may seek superficial closeness for validation, they fear deep, meaningful relationships that expose their flaws or make them feel dependent. Narcissists fear accountability. Taking responsibility for their actions forces narcissists to admit they are not perfect. This contradicts their self-image and puts them in a position where they must confront the harm they've caused, a scenario they avoid at all costs. Narcissists fear being outshined. They want to be the best in the room. When someone else receives more attention, admiration, or praise, narcissists feel deeply threatened. They may try to sabotage, belittle, or one-up the other person to reclaim the spotlight. Narcissists fear losing supply. Supply refers to the attention, admiration, or validation narcissists crave. When a person no longer provides this, whether by leaving or setting boundaries, the narcissist may feel desperate, betrayed, or enraged. Narcissists fear irrelevance. They fear being forgotten. Being forgotten implies they were not as important as they believed. Their sense of worth often hangs on how memorable or impactful they are, and the idea of fading into obscurity is terrifying. Narcissists fear the truth. They rely on illusions, half-truths, and self-serving narratives. The truth about themselves, their past, or their actions can dismantle the fragile identity they've created. They may go to great lengths to deny or rewrite reality. Narcissists fear comparison. Being compared unfavorably to others can provoke intense insecurity in narcissists. It challenges their belief in their uniqueness or superiority and triggers a fear of being ordinary or inadequate. Narcissists fear empowered victims. When someone they have manipulated or abused regains their strength and exposes the narcissist, it is a nightmare scenario. Empowered victims are not only a source of shame, but also a threat to the narcissist's carefully curated image. Narcissists fear aging and mortality. They fear aging because it represents a loss of beauty, vitality, or control, qualities they may have used to gain admiration. Mortality reminds the narcissist of their fragility and the impermanence of their influence. Narcissists fear unpredictability. They prefer predictable environments where they can control outcomes. Unpredictability, whether in people or situations, makes narcissists anxious and insecure because it challenges their ability to maintain dominance or favor. Narcissists fear boundaries. They fear boundaries because they limit their control over others. People with strong boundaries are less susceptible to manipulation, and that forces the narcissist to either adjust or lose influence. Narcissists prefer hierarchies where they are at the top. They fear egalitarian dynamics where others are seen as just as valuable or worthy. Equality challenges their need to feel superior and indispensable. Narcissists fear lack of admiration. Their self-worth is often inflated by how much admiration they receive. When admiration dries up or people stop being impressed by them, narcissists are forced to confront the emptiness behind their persona. Narcissists also fear being called out. Being confronted for bad behavior or dishonesty threatens the narcissist's sense of invincibility. Rather than admitting fault, they might deflect, project, or retaliate viciously to preserve their image. Narcissists fear emotional independence in others. They often prey on emotionally dependent people. When someone becomes self-sufficient or emotionally independent, it undermines the narcissist's ability to manipulate or control them, sparking fear and rage. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so.